Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, dude? Yeah.
Uncle Leo?
No, I forgot about Friday Morning Beer Review last week. That's why I'm calling.
Who is this?
It just totally slipped my mind. Can you believe that? Yeah, I didn't do anything last week at all, like you. No, come on. You don't really do anything. Seriously.
Testy.
Really? Every single time? Come on.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chad from Bearded Hops Podcast, back for Friday Morning Beer Review. Yes, I did forget to do Friday Morning Beer Review last week. I remembered on... Was that a lawnmower? It's awfully early. Anyway, you probably didn't hear that. I forgot to do Friday Morning Beer Review last week, and I remembered on Friday morning, I think Adam texted me saying, hey, did you do Friday Morning Beer Review this week? And I was like, no, I'm a dumbass, and I just totally forgot. So anyway, back to doing it this week. You'll notice I have less hair on me now. I did not quite make it through my year challenge to myself of not cutting my hair. You know, I was on the boat last weekend, and the hair blowing in my face, the sweat, the nastiness of dealing with long hair. Anyway, it's gone. Cut it off. And I feel much better about myself now. All right, so this week we're going to do one from Crystal Lake Brewing. They are in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Now, we've been to this brewery, to the tap room, and we didn't have, I'll just say it, we just didn't have the greatest of experiences. But I don't think that was any fault of the brewery itself. I think it was just kind of an off night for visiting a brewery, and they don't always have all their beers available. And the ones that we did have were just okay. But ones that we've had in the past that are delicious are right here in their Boathouse Reserve Series. These are some of the best barrel-aged beers I've come across, and I think the other guys would probably agree with me. This one is an Imperial Stout aged in rye whiskey barrels. We've had their regular Russian Stout aged in bourbon barrels, I believe. And then right here, the pink can, right, that's a barley wine. Right next to it, that's not a Boathouse Reserve, but that's a Crystal Lake Wakemaker. So while the taproom experience wasn't great, we're going to go back to them and hopefully do an interview there and just allow the brewery and ourselves to redeem that visit that wasn't all that great. So I'm excited to drink this one today. Have not had this one yet. The Russian Imperial Stout is delicious. The barley wine is one of my favorites. And so yeah, we're going to do an Imperial Stout aged in rye whiskey barrels today. On the front of the can has the a top view of a rower dude. It's part of the barrel aged collection. This is 10.3% ABV. On the back, it says, ask anyone at the Boathouse and they'll tell you that the results of rowing an extra mile are well worth the effort. Crystal Lake Brewing takes that to heart, going the extra mile with the very beer you're holding. We brewed an outstanding Imperial Stout with deep notes of chocolate, molasses, and freshly roasted coffee, but we didn't stop there. We then aged it in rye whiskey barrels for a full year. This aging process imparts rich, woody flavors along with a touch of rye whiskey spiciness. Hints of vanilla and anise, I don't know what that is, I'll have to look that up, also emerge as the wood works its magic. Was it all worth it? Well, we think so, but we also think you ought to go the extra mile and try one for yourself. Brewed and packaged by Crystal Lake Brewing, Crystal Lake, Illinois. CrystalLakeBrew.com is their website. So that's the can. Let's crack this baby open. I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery according to their website. I get a really, really chocolatey, molassesy smell out of the can. Actually, probably more molasses than chocolate, but this is one dark, dark beer. I don't get any rye whiskey barrel smell. I do get a woody smell. The guy, I guess, could kind of be a barrel-y smell, but it's not a whiskey barrel aged smell that you're normally used to. I do get some chocolate, some vanilla, some molasses. Let me look up what anise is. I don't know, because maybe I smell it and I just don't know what it is. Anise, also called aniseed, flowering plant in the family Apiaceae, native to the Eastern Mediterranean region of the Southwest Asia. Flavor has similarities with some other spices such as star anise, fennel, and licorice. Still isn't really telling me what I want to know. Very sweet, very aromatic, distinguished by its characteristic flavor. Doesn't really give a whole lot of information. They make an essential oil out of it. Ooh, essential oils, yay. Anyway, chocolatey is the high note. You do get some molasses and maybe a little bit of a florally, flowery smell that could come from that anise, but I don't know. I could be noting that now that I know what anise is. Anise. All right, let's drink. Yeah, I mean, this Boathouse series is just incredible. It's fantastic. Very, very smooth, like velvety chocolate flavor. I do get a little bit of burn on the back of my tongue, back of my throat. And only being 10.3%, I wouldn't actually expect that, but there is a little bit of a rye whiskey burn, I guess we'll call it in this case. Oh yeah, you can taste that. It's like all chocolate up front, and that molasses just kind of goes around the sides of your tongue, and then finishes out with a nice burn to it. I don't really taste any vanilla. There is definitely a spiciness to it as I breathe back out. It's got a really, really good like overall experience of drinking this beer with great flavor, nice minimal burn, and the follow through of the breath out after you've taken a couple of sips really makes you realize and never forget that you're drinking a barrel aged beer, and that's perfect. That's what I love about barrel aged beers. To me, barrel aged beers, ones that are really well thought out, well designed, and deliver at the end product as intended, are the best ones, and this is a fantastic one. Crystal Lake Brewing, that's funny, on their website, they actually don't say when they started on their About Us page, but it says they're dedicated to creating approachable yet distinctive craft beer. Passionate about brewing the best beer possible. Yeah, I know, everybody is. They talk about, a lot of this About Us is probably just to tell people kind of what their craft beer mission is, to bring new people into the craft beer world, and that's totally fine. It's well written. They are very very proud and happy of the fact that they're local. They brew local, sell local. Their brewmaster is Ryan Clooney. The co-founders John O'Fallon and Chuck Ross, along with the brewmaster Ryan Clooney. I guess they're the primaries at Crystal Lake. They have a 4,000 barrel annual capacity using 10 30 barrel fermentation tanks, and their facility is 13,200 square feet in size. So it's in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It's really a good tap room, and I just feel like that night we were there was just like a weird night. You know, the beers were okay. they do better beers, obviously, than what we had that night. And it, sometimes crowds just make it feel kind of odd. So we're gonna go back and hopefully interview the guys from Crystal Lake Brewing, and I'm sure we'll have a great time. And I definitely want to talk about this Boathouse Reserve Series. By the way, this is the 2018 vintage, so I don't think that their 2019 version is out yet, if they're doing a 2019 version. But this is 2018 Imperial Stout in Rye Whiskey barrels. I'm going to hop on over to Untapped. Boathouse Reserve Rye Whiskey Barrel Aged Imperial Stout 2018. This is the correct one. 10.3%, 55 IBUs, average rating of 4.3. That's excellent in my excellent category. 550 total check-ins, 497 of those being unique. So it is a rarely checked in beer. And if I scroll down, just looking at some of the ratings people are giving, it's almost all 4.5s. 4, there's the lowest, there's a 5, there's another 5, there's nothing below a 4. So very, very highly regarded beer. I would honestly be surprised if you could find this 2018 version somewhere. I got lucky, I think, and was at Antioch Liquors. Adam saw this on the top shelf, and I grabbed a 4-pack. It is expensive. This was, I believe, $30 for a 4-pack. Yeah. So what is that, like $7.50 a beer? But it's awesome. It's delicious. I will give this one a very, very good high rating. It's going to be above that at 4.3 average for sure. But anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this short review on Boathouse Reserve Series Imperial Stout aged in rye whiskey barrels from the Boathouse Reserve Series, Crystal Lake Brewing, Crystal Lake, Illinois. Everybody enjoy your weekend. It's the end of August. It's sad to say, but it's the end of August. And, we start turning our thoughts to the end of the summer season, the end of the boating season. And it's sad. But I like drinking boat-themed beers. So that makes me happy. Have a good weekend, everybody. Prost!